What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. We got a little Texas Speed here tonight at Homestead as these guys are out on the track putting down some qualifying times. Let's go ahead and take a look and see who is out there. We got Asher Hansen currently out on the track. He has been on a roll here in this series. He is looking to go ahead and capitalize here once again. Asher out on the track right now, putting down his qualifying run. Right now it is Scott Fritz at the top of the charts. Asher going to go sixth quick on lap number one. I have no clue. Yeah, I was like, I don't know why he's just getting in here. What's up, Sleepy? What's up, buddy? I was like, I have no clue why he's getting in here so late. That is going to definitely be a little crazy for you. Make sure my chat is going everywhere. Let's go check Facebook. Make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows. Welcome to the Paywall 135 here tonight at Homestead as Asher going to go third quick. How about that? Zach Lovelace to the top of the charts in the 00. Right now it is Matt Best, another hot commodity in this series. Thought qualifying started at, yeah, oof. This is definitely a track you need some practice for. It is not easy. This is going to be a tough, difficult track. These guys are going to be racing the track and not each other here tonight. It is going to be, it's going to be difficult for these guys. 100% it is going to be difficult for these guys. Make sure you guys got those likes, shares, and follows out there. Let's get some people up in the stream. Let's get some people out here watching. And there's barely anybody out there. Is YouTube running funny? Can somebody go check YouTube real quick and make sure it is running okay? Somebody let me know out there in the chat. For some reason, I have no one watching over on YouTube. Just checking to see what is going on here with the YouTube live. Give me 1 second real quick here. Yeah, it seems to be running all right. Let's see. We got a new driver out there. Is it Moho? John Moho out there? Let me know. Gambling, please. Oh. I think I am over there on the wrong TikTok right now. I am. Go ahead and refresh that. All right, that looks good over there. All right, so it does look like we're doing pretty good. John out there on the track right now, putting down a qualifying run. Let me know over there on the YouTube if everything's looking okay for you guys. Matt Best currently at the top of the charts. No surprise there. Zach Lovelace in second. Scott Fritz in third. Asher Hansen fourth. Jared Jones in that number 5 spot. Corey Carpenter has not put down a lap. It looks like John did not get a lap in here. Carpenter's still out there. He is, but he is going to be starting deep in the field here tonight. Looks like he went ahead and just ran it from the back as we are going to get ready here for tonight's main event as these guys get out on the track. I see you, Asher. I see you. I don't know why it's not showing up over there on. Maybe I just missed it. Yeah, I just missed it. All right, because my TikTok, for whatever reason, the chat switched streams, so I could not see my stream chat as these guys line up on the starting grid. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight For the main event, it is going to be Matt Best in the number 6 machine. Outside of him, in that number 2 spot, it is going to be the 00 of Zach Lovelace. Starting in the 3rd position here tonight in that 48 Lowe's machine, it is going to be Scott Fritz. Outside of him, in the number 8 Texas Speed machine, it is going to be Asher Hansen. Starting on the inside of row number 3 here tonight in that number 5 spot, it is going to be the number 99 of Jared Jones. Outside of him in the number 32, it's going to be Tyler Thomas. Starting in that number 7 spot here tonight, it is going to be Jonathan Burt with Mark Thrash to his outside. Starting in the number 9 spot is going to be the 88 of Jared Claude. Outside of him in that number 19 machine, it's going to be Derek Vance. Starting in that number 11 spot, it is going to be the number 20 Diet Coke Monte Carlo of Micah Huto. Outside of him in the number 23, it's going to be Shane Haas. Starting in the number 13 spot in that number 33 machine, it's going to be Heb. Outside of him in the number 65, it's going to be Bill Sleep. Then starting 15th here tonight in the 08 Moosehead machine, it's going to be David Mayo. Outside of him in that number 30 Sunoco machine, it's going to be Corey Carpenter. Starting in the number 17 spot, it is going to be the number 13 of Thomas Wyatt. Outside of him in the 300, it's going to be John Moho. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the 070 practice Monte Carlo, it is going to be Riley Green. 135 laps here tonight as these guys get lined up out on the track. Let me know out in the chat, who do you think is going to win this one tonight? Could Matt Best finish on top, or will Asher get a repeat in that number 8 machine? He has been fast each and every week. He's won 2 in a row. Could have ran 3 in a row, but ran out of time. Let's see how these guys roll here tonight as they head through turn number 3 and 4, looking for that green flag. What's up, John's mom? What's up, John's mom? How are you tonight? How are you? Matt Best and Zach Lovelace on that front row looking for the green flag. Scott Fritz has got a lot of Texas speed around him as the green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Matt Best trying to get that edge into turn number 1, but Lovelace going to hold strong on the outside as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Lovelace back to the outside, trying to dig back up high down the front straightaway, or back straightaway. It is a drag race looking for turn at number 3. Best going to get the advantage into turn number 3. Lovelace going to drop down to the bottom as they are single file now up at the front as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Lovelace looking to lead, or Matt Best looking to lead lap number 1. He's going to do it as they come across the line. Battle back here between Jonathan Burt. He is up underneath Tyler Thomas as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Can he clear him? Thomas going to dig that outside. That outside will have some speed, but it will be absolutely brutal on your tires here tonight. Tires are going to be a big factor here for these cars as they come down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3. They got to take care of that right front here tonight. It is really tight if you go in a little bit too hard and way loose coming off. It's just good to go in there a little bit easy and come off a little bit harder. Easy on that throttle, though. Take care of that car. Do not spin it out coming out of the corners. It is a difficult track. Hot temperatures here tonight as Mark Thrash gets the run. They're going to go 3 wide out of turn number 2. Thrash in that number 38 trying to move forward, currently in the number 8 spot, looking for 7th up underneath Jonathan Burt as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. They're getting a little racy up at the front, but a little bit of separation between those guys. We're going to stay right here as Thrash is going to go ahead and clear Burt out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, move Mark Thrash up to the number 7 spot. He's looking for more as he digs up underneath Thomas. Thomas going to go way up to the hot top. Here comes Mark Thrash back down to the bottom as they head through turn at number 1 and 2. Thrash not able to get the advantage, but let's see what he's able to do down the back straightaway as Burt's got more company. Here comes Derek Vance in that number 19. Down into turn at number 3, side by side now for that number 8 spot. Vance with the edge through turn number 3 and 4. Burt's going to get the run off of 4 on the outside. Drag race to the line. Burt's going to have the number 8 spot that time by. Bert's going to keep it as we got a little bit of racing up at the front as Asher's going to slide into the number 2 spot. Scott Fritz up on the high side trying to take advantage of that momentum, digging down the back straightaway. That is going to kill his right front. He's got to be awful careful with that move. He is doing it the right way, though. He's coming in a little bit low, letting the car drift high, wait for it to be ready to turn, get back in the throttle. That is going to be the best way for him to take care of those tires up on the high side, not just throwing it in up on the wall as Fritz going to slide into that number 3 spot. Lovelace back to 4th. Asher continuing to try to move forward, putting the pressure on the number 6 of Matt Best as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Fritz on the high side. Fritz might have a little bit of speed right now. He might take advantage and jump on the high side and get around these guys, but I don't know how long that will last running that high groove. Oh, he's going to get in the wall. That's going to cost him some time. That's definitely going to cost him some time as Lovelace gets the advantage down on the bottom side. All this has allowed the 99 of Jared Jones up in the mix as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Jared's been fast. I am going to watch this number 99 tonight. He has been fast each and every week. If he can take care of those tires, take care of that car, he could have a good chance to pull the W here tonight. As Asher rolls in that number 2 spot, Fritz back up to the top. He's going to keep it out of the wall this time in 3 and 4. Digs out of turn number 4. Watch him get the run down the front straightaway. He'll close some of that gap. Maybe not as much as I thought on Asher, but does close it a little bit heading into turn number 1. He's going to really send it into turn number 1 and 2 up on that high side. Let's see if he can get the momentum out. It works real good here in turn number 2. He's going to have a good run off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Asher's going to give him the run on the high side. He knows Fritz is really using up those tires as they head into turn number 3 and 4. He wants to keep them up on that high side. That is one less person he'll have to worry about later if he gets them to use up those tires as they head through 3 and 4. Fritz with the run once again. Not quite as much in 3 and 4. Definitely is working better for him in turn number 1 and 2. Let's watch this run in 1 and 2. Oh, he's going to grab the wall again. Going to grab the wall. That's going to cost him as they come out of turn number 2. Looking through the field, Mark Thrash with some company. Derek Vance has closed in on the back bumper of that number 38 machine. A little bit of racing back up here around that number 7 spot as they close in on Tyler Thomas. Derek going to grab the wall just to take out of turn number 4. Oh my God, Thomas, hold on to it in that number 32. So Tyler Thomas gets way sideways out of turn number 4, had his hands full, able to hold on to it as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Back up to the front. Looks like Scott Fritz has lost some of that momentum up on the high side. I don't know if he got the wall a few more times or if he's just now starting to fall off a little bit. Right now we are 9 coming to 10 laps into this one. Scott Fritz up on the outside. I don't think he gets the same run off of turn number 4 as he gets off of 2 as they come down the front straightaway. Be interesting. If he can get turn number 1 and 2 right, he might be side by side with Asher coming out of the turn. He could be contending for the lead next time around. Fritz going to go to the high side. He definitely has a good run coming off of turn number 2. Watch him down this back straightaway. Asher not going to get out of it. No, Asher's going to move down out of his way. If you want the high side, he's going to give it to you as you head into turn number 3 and 4. Honestly, they're pretty even right now. Oh, Tyler Thomas up into the wall. Mark Thrash going to take that number 6 spot out of turn number 4, slowly moving forward. If this thing goes long, Mark Thrash might be able to save some tire and put himself in a good position here tonight. He has been pretty good at doing that here so far. Currently moved up to the number 6 spot. He's got to find that fine line between moving forward and saving tire. Let's jump back here, see how these guys. Riley's still rolling. I mean, I'm proud of him. He's got 0 practice, and this is not an easy track. Just ride, get those laps in. A lot of laps here tonight. A lot of opportunities to get your lap back if you do go a lap down. As Bill Sleep's still out here rolling. Mayo's back here in the number 17 spot. These guys are going to take care of their tires. John Moho in that number 300 has moved up into the number 13 spot. He is up 5 positions. Our biggest mover, though, no surprise, the 5K. The number 30, Corey Carpenter, has moved up into the number 7 spot. He could be a contender here tonight. Yeah, he is definitely moving forward. Let's see what those lap times. He is the fastest car on the track. No, second fastest car on the track. Asher right now is the fastest car. No, I take that back. He was the fastest car last time by with a 34.1. Scott Fritz still digging on that high side. He's going to take the number 2 spot. He is looking for the lead as they head into turn number 3 and 4, trying to get that momentum going up on the high side. Moving up high. Watch him with the run out of turn number 4. Is he able to pull it up next to Best? He's not. Asher's going to give it to him. What's up, Remington? What's up, buddy? Down into turn number 1 and 2. You going to show up next week to the Arc of Dirt? I think we're going to see if I'm going to see if Volusia works. It's going to be Volusia or Williams Grove, probably, more than likely, but probably Volusia. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Scott Fritz trying to get the lead. He almost gets the wall in turn number 3 and 4. I gotta wonder how those tires are holding up. He's been running the high side the whole time. Asher going to get up underneath him out of turn number 4. I think he had to back off. I think he was going to hit that wall in 3 and 4, so I think he lost a lot of momentum. He gets the wall in turn number 1 and 2. That's going to give the number 2 spot back to Asher. Oh, he gets sideways out of turn number 2. A little bit too much throttle out of Fritz. So that might answer my question about the tires. Those tires might be starting to slip in that number 48. He is actually moving to the bottom now in turn number 3 and 4. So we haven't seen him run the bottom all night. That bottom can be tricky coming out of the corner, not to lose it. As they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2, Matt Best continues to lead the way. Carpenter has closed in. Thrash has caught Jared Jones. He's looking to take the number 5 spot, but he's got Corey Carpenter just behind him. They touch doors out of turn 2 as Jared got a little loose. Jared got a little loose out of 2. They make contact. Jared's going to lose a couple spots. He's going to lose 3 spots here. Fall back to number 8 spot as we move back up to Mark Thresh. This is about to be a battle for 5th. Corey Carpenter has definitely got some pace in that number 30. Yeah, I think it should be too. I get it, though. With football season and all. Back up to the front. These guys just kind of taking care of their equipment. Looks like Matt Best and Asher Hansen trying to pull away from the field. Lovelace and Fritz battling for the number 3 spot. They are 0.8 of a second back from that duo up at the front. Lovelace says it's time to go. I'm going to get up underneath you, Scott, as they come out of turn number 4. I don't think Carpenter's going to really push it as long as Mark is holding some pace here, and it looks like Mark has a solid pace. They are not running as fast as the leaders. Matt Best and Ash are both running 34.4s. Everybody else is 5, 6s, and 7s. $18 laps into this run. Going to be curious on when tires will become a thing. Actually, I got to put that up. So we're going to go ahead and move that down on the bottom so we see those guys. As Lovelace finally makes his way around Fritz. Right now, these two still nose to tail into 1 and 2. Corey Carpenter finally made his way around Mark into the top 5. He is up 11 spots now up into the top 5 in that number 30 machine as they come out of turn number 2. I just noticed he's got Drafty Car down on that quarter panel. Derek Vance, solid run for him, currently in the number 7 spot. Good run. Oh, Jared Jones was sideways out of turn number 4. Big save out of the 99. Micah Hutton has moved up a couple spots, currently in the number 9 spot. Jonathan Burt has fallen back 3 positions, but still inside that top 10 in the number 10 position. But he's got Shane Haas breathing down his neck into turn number 1 and 2. Back up to the front, Matt Best continues to lead. Asher Hansen in second. Asher ran the quickest lap last time by. He dropped back a little bit from Best. Not sure if he made a mistake or maybe a planned to drop back, trying to save the tires on that number 8. Lovelace trying to close the gap, but he is a bit slower than those guys. Fritz still running that top side. Corey Carpenter is the fastest car on the track right now, running 34.5s. He's almost a tenth quicker than the top 2. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was Kern, so it was difficult. It was definitely fun to watch. I don't think it was bad. Mark Thrash currently in that number 6 spot. Derek Vance in 7th. These guys just kind of riding right now. Long race here tonight. Not sure when pit stops are going to happen. That is going to be tricky here. And when these tires really start to go, we're going to see these guys start to struggle quite a bit here tonight. These cars are going to be hard to handle when those tires start to go. Fritz up into the wall. Carpenter closing the gap, trying to move his way further up into the top 5. Yeah, he is running a 10th faster than the leaders right now. Corey Carpenter with the pace. You got to wonder if some of that is the leaders just not sure how hard to be running it right now. Did they run it a little too hard early, or are they pacing themselves, knowing they want to get a long green flag run in here, being able to take advantage of all the good in those tires? Here comes the battle for the number 4 spot as Carpenter comes into view. And I'll tell you what, Mark Thrash is not too far behind these guys. So look for him to try to close the gap as Carpenter continues to slowly creep on Scott Fritz. Scott committed to that top side early on. I think that might be hurting him a little bit right now. Definitely affecting those tires. Not sure how if that's going to change his strategy moving forward. Right now, I think he's kind of running it because it's the path of least resistance. There is zero resistance in that wall. Or that's full resistance in that wall, probably. As here comes Carpenter looking for the number 4 spot. You'll be back soon to do some Ramington? No. Just kidding. You're fun to watch out there. I enjoy having you out there. Here comes Carpenter up underneath Fritz as they come out of turn number 2. I know you know some of these names from the dirt side as they come down the back straightaway. Battle for that number 4 spot. Carpenter down low, Fritz up high. Here comes Carpenter. He's going to clear him out of turn number 4. Takes that number 4 spot as Derek Vance and Mark Thrash side by side for 6th. Thrash with the advantage into turn at number 1 and 2. Derek Vance down low, side by side. Oh, man, big save out of Mark Thrash. He was completely sideways out of turn number 2. How did he save that? I don't even know if he knows how he saved it. He loses a ton of ground there, but hey, it's better than losing the car. As it looks like Heb down on pit road. Heb is the first one to hit pit road in that number 33. So pit stops are now starting to happen. Different strategies. Lap 25 for Heb. He's going to be a couple laps down. I don't think he had an incident. Maybe he did. As he gets some fresh tires, look for him to be quite a bit faster than these guys. The fall off is about a second right now in these first 27 laps. So it does look like Corey Carpenter might have peaked a little bit, not gaining what he was on Asher. Asher and him running about the same pace. Oh, no, I say that, and there he goes, running a quick time over Asher once again, about just under a tenth faster than Asher, as he is now closing in on the number 3 spot of Zach Lovelace. Heb going to try to clear the 00, take advantage of those tires. Gas to gain ground right now. It's his first lap back on those tires. Got to get a little bit of heat in them. Usually the second and third lap, second lap is definitely better than the first lap. These things are like being on ice sometimes on fresh tires. Shane Haas and Tyler Thomas making a little bit of contact back here. They keep it straight. Here comes Jared Claude and that number 88. Carpenter has moved up to the high side now in that number 30. Let's see how that affects his lap times as he comes out of turn at number 4. Oh, a little loose there in the 30. He's going to come across the line. Let's see who was quicker. He is going to be a 35 flat. He is still about a tenth quicker than Asher, but I'll tell you what, Lovelace might have picked up the pace a little bit there. He ran the quickest time last time by. He was the only one. Oh, I take that back. Derek Vance ran a 34.7, so Vance starting to pick up the pace. Hab's going to make his way around. Looks like John hit pit road on lap 28. So John Moho on pit road. Riley Green still out on the track right now, trying to survive here. He is closing in on going a lap down. But hey, I'll tell you what, hell of a job out of Riley Green. This is not an easy track, and he had zero practice before this race. So just to be able to keep it in one piece, that is saying something here tonight. It's getting racy around here. That is 10th on back as Jared Claude trying to make his way. This could get interesting. These tires starting to wear. Some people might try a little bit too hard. You might see some loose as Shane Haas gets a little loose, gets way loose. Shane Haas wrecking down into the inside wall hard in the 23. Shane Haas in the 23, hard into the inside wall. Shane Haas is going to go ahead and have to take that toe. That is not what he was wanting. As he goes down onto pit road, takes the toe. He does have a fast repair. We'll see if he makes it back out. He was struggling a little bit in practice, and that laid over here a little bit in the race. As it looks like Matt Best is doing a little better than Asher here. We'll see as this run progresses how that plays out. Derek Vance back to into the 34.8. I'll tell you what, Matt Best has turned up the wick. A 34.7 last time by. Matt Best definitely starting to pick up the pace a little bit here on these guys, getting himself a little bit of separation between him and Asher. That is what he wants to do as they come out of turn at number 4. Micah Hutton moving his way forward as he works up underneath Mark Thrash. So Micah on the move in that number 20 machine. Fritz has fallen back to the number 8 spot. Definitely has used up those tires. He is begging for a pit stop right about now. 34, going to be 35 laps into this one when Matt Best crosses the line this time by 35 laps. We're going to have 100 laps to go as Matt Best comes across the line. So I'm going to be curious. I'm assuming they're going to want to split it as close to 3 pit stops. As I say that, Scott Fritz down on pit road in the number 48. So I knew Scott had to be begging for some tires right about now. He definitely used them up a little bit. Matt Best continues the lead as it looks like Riley Green's going to go a lap down. He's going to roll that high side, stay out of the way as they come out of turn at number 4. Best is going to clear him. Riley's going to fall in line. Good move by the lap traffic. Asher closing the gap. I'll tell you what, Corey Carpenter on the move. He's going to get outside of Asher. Here comes the battle for second. Corey Carpenter up on the outside. Asher Hansen down low as they are side by side through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Looks like Carpenter has that speed. He's going to carry it into turn number 3. Asher's not going to fight him too hard. Move Carpenter up into the number 2 spot. I got to imagine we'll see some adjustments out of that number 8 on his driving style in the second run when they get some fresh tires. He is definitely struggling a little bit right now. Lovelace closing the gap. Asher might fall back to the number 4 spot. Lovelace has definitely turned up the wick. He was the quickest car last time that is on old tires. Best continue. Oh, we got a wreck. We got a car around. Asher around down the back straightaway. Caution. Flag comes out. Oh, I think he just gets loose. Yeah, he just gets loose and tries not to hit. Oh, he does a great job keeping it off of people. So the caution flag comes out. Asher getting loose out of turn to number 2, trying to keep it off of Lovelace. Almost gets into him. Matt Best dominating this one. Now we're going to get some pit stops. These guys are going to get some much needed fresh rubber. And this is a great opportunity for you guys. If you need, go get a drink, make a comment in the chat, or give the stream a share, a like, and a follow if you have not already. Scott, thank you. Scott, thank you for the share, by the way. I just noticed that you shared it. All right, so where are we at right now? Let's see. These guys coming down onto pit road. Matt Best going to be the first to hit pit road. Where you park in the pit stall definitely makes a difference. Oh, no! The 99 of Jared Jones misses his pit stall. He had to back it up into his pit stall. That's going to cost him a lot of time. He's going to lose a few spots. As Carpenter going to get a phenomenal stop, and Carpenter, no, Best got it at the line. Carpenter second, Lovelace, Vance, Micah, Mark Thrash, Asher Hansen, Jared Claude, Jonathan Burt, Thomas Wyatt, Tyler, Jared Jones loses a ton. He's going to fall back to the number 12 spot. Bill Sleep, Riley Green going to get his lap back. Bill Sleep, David Mayo, Scott Fritz, John Heb, and I think that Shane Haas might be done for the night. Let's take a look. Shane Haas has left the building for the night. So Shane is done for the night. Let's go. What's up, Klob? What's up, Klob? I know it says not Klob, and I call him Klob, right? That's what we all call him. He's going to clobber somebody, even if it is in the chat. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. If you're out there watching the stream, make sure you click that follow. And get ready for some more green flag action. It's going to be interesting. Everybody kind of knows where they stand right now. We're going to see a few guys maybe try to push it a little bit harder. A few guys might try to take it a little bit easier. Asher going to be starting a little bit farther back than he did. Back in the number 7 spot. Definitely was struggling with the tires, I believe, on that run. Not where he wanted to be in that car. Mark Thrash currently in 6th. Micah in 5th in that top 5. Derek Vance in 4th. Lovelace in 3rd. Corey Carpenter in 2nd. Matt Best continues to lead this one. It's clobbering time, right? All right, we are going to stack them up once again. Just take it. He'll clear the black. Just take it. All right, it is a single file restart as they head into turn at number 1 and 2. Yes, I'm texting you back. You're going to yell at me for not paying attention to my stream, but I am texting you back as they are single file down the back straightaway. I told you were going to yell at me for texting you back. As they head into turn number 1 and 2, going to be Matt Best leading the way, Corey Carpenter 2nd, Lovelace in 3rd, as we are looking for the green flag. I got multiple texts going, including in my messenger. All right, looking for the green flag. Out of 4, Matt Best on the gas. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Going to be Matt Best leading the way. Corey Carpenter in that number 2 spot. I think they might be in trouble here tonight. Carpenter looking really good. Matt Best doesn't look bad here either. He's just got to not push it. He's got to run what he did earlier, run that pace, and know that he's going to be there at the end of the run as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Corey Carpenter in second, Lovelace in third. We got a battle here for the number 5 spot as Mark Thrash up underneath Micah as they come down the front straightaway. Drag race into turn number 1. It is side by side. Thrash. Is Thrash going to clear it? He does. Micah's going to get in line. So Mark Thrash up into the top 5. Asher closing in on this little group here. Watch for him to try to make some moves. He's going to get in line behind Micah. He might try and save some tire here. We'll see how much pace he tries to hold as Thrash is actually having a little bit of a connection issue. That is something we don't see very often. Looking up through the field, Bill Sleep in the number... Bill Sleep right now in the number 12 spot. David Mayo behind him in 13th. Let's see if these guys can hold those positions, possibly get themselves into the top 10. Honestly, these guys have done a great job here tonight. The one thing I would be worried about is a long green flag run. We might see somebody blow a right front, especially after having that green flag run we just had. Watch for the meatball up on the ticker. If somebody does get a black flag, you will see it. And I don't know why I got the Joker sign up there. There we go. We got to get rid of it. Matt Best leading the way. Carpenter in second. Lovelace in third. Derek Vance in fourth. Mark Thrash in fifth. Micah in sixth. Asher Hansen in that number 7 spot. Jonathan Burt has moved up back up to the number 8 position as they head through turn at number 3 and 4. Trying to move forward. He's got Tyler Thomas behind him. Jared Claude. Jared Jones. Got Jared and Jared spelled 2 different ways. 10th and 11th on the track. John Mayo. Oh, almost made some contact as John and Mayo side by side through turn number 1 and 2. Thomas Wyatt going to take advantage, get around Mayo. So is the 48 of Scott Fritz. So some of these guys trying to make some moves forward as Carpenter sits in that number 2 spot. He is going to be a person of interest here tonight. We're going to keep an eye on him. As Matt Best continues to lead, Carpenter starting to close that gap just a little bit. As they come down the back straightaway, what's up, Kenny? What's up, Kenny? Matt Best leads the way. Corey Carpenter in second. Lovelace, Derek Vance, Asher Hansen made his way up into the top 5 as he got around Micah and Mark Thrash. Mark Thrash back to 6th. Micah in 7th. Jonathan Burt has caught this group. He's got to keep some tires on that thing, though. That has been his biggest issue in the series. It's just kind of fallen off late in a run as Micah getting a little bobble there out of turn number 2. And Lovelace sitting 3rd right now. So Jonathan Burt putting the pressure on Micah. These guys 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, all nose to tail, trying to follow Asher forward on the track as they come out of turn number 4. Carpenter all over the back of Matt Best, trying to push him a little bit, trying to make him work a little bit harder than maybe he wants to. I'll tell you what, a lot of times we joke around about top split being toxic, but one of the things you learn on iRacing, especially in a fixed setup, is or in top split open setups, because everybody's so even, a good portion of this is head games. So sometimes you'll see these guys playing games, pushing the person in front of them, not really trying to pass, but making them use their stuff a little bit. Sometimes you'll hear some stuff in chat, just trying to get up under the other person's skin a little bit, make the person make some moves they don't want to make moves they don't want to make. Wow, I can't even talk. And Carpenter's keeping the pressure on Matt Best, trying to make him push it a little bit harder than he might want to. Lovelace currently in that number 3 spot. Derek Vance in 4th. Asher trying to move his way forward as they come out of turn at number 4. Looks like Lovelace going to lose a little bit of ground on those top two. Maybe a little bobble out of the 00. He's got Derek Vance. Derek Vance has had a solid run here tonight so far. Look for him to be quick at the end of this run. He was moving up through the field late in that last run, and now he's up in the number 4 spot. Could be interesting to see where he ends up in the mix. Matt Best continuing to lead. Corey Carpenter second. Lovelace in third. Derek Vance in fourth. Asher has pulled away from this group, trying to move forward. Is it Mayo? Mayo on pit road. He's got big damage on that 08. He's got to get some repairs done. Let's see if we can go find out what happened to Mayo. Trying to figure out what happened to Mayo. Oh, he's got the damage there. All right, let's see what happened to Mayo. See if we can go find out what happened to Mayo there. He knocked the front end off of it. Does he just... He might just get loose. He does. He gets loose. Trying to hold on to it. Oh, big hit for Mayo. Definitely had to go down and grab a fast repair there. That is why Mayo was down on pit road. Wonder if he took a set of tires. Might have been the move to make there, as Matt Best leads the field. Corey in second. Lovelace in third. He is pulled back up on the number 2 position. Derek Vance in fourth. Asher tried to move forward in that number 8 machine. Let's see where he is. He's actually a little bit slower than these guys, but he's got no pull, no draft. So that could be playing a role in it, as Matt Best rolling the fastest lap that last time by. All right, guys, start passing. Start pass. How are you going to let Jonathan Burt around you, Mark Thrash? Get back around him. Just kidding. Jonathan Burt now up to the number 6 spot as he has made his way around Mark Thrash and Micah as they come out of turn number 4. So Jonathan Burt starting to move forward a little bit here. We'll see how those tires hold up. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing on lap times. Oof. All right, so yeah, Asher is definitely a little bit slower than these guys. Mark Thrash putting the pressure on Jonathan Burt. Tyler Thomas in that number 8 spot, just behind these guys. Micah in 9th. Micah was quick late on that last run, as Mark Thrash definitely putting some pressure on Burt. He's going to go to the outside. I think Burt got a little loose out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Mark thought about the outside, then realized he wanted to be down on the bottom. Rolls back to the bottom. Tyler had a big run, went to the top side, and almost spun it out of turn number 2. That's going to open the door for Micah. Here we go. Mark Thrash now to the outside of Jonathan Burt. We got a battle here for the number 6 spot. Thrash tries to take it. He does take it out of turn number 4. Bold move as Tyler Thomas sideways out of turn number 4. Big bobble out of Tyler Thomas. Here comes Micah down low into turn number 1 and 2. Micah up underneath Tyler Thomas. Got some racing going on right now, guys. Looks like Lovelace and Derek have fallen back from Matt Best and Corey Carpenter as we watch this battle right here for that number 8 spot. Micah pushes up almost into Tyler Thomas's door, gets sideways out of 4. Oh my God, that got close. They're going to get back in line. All right, so these two have fallen back from the top two. Carpenter not really pushing Matt Best as it stands right now, closing in on 60 laps complete. We'll say around lap 67, 68 maybe. We'll be about the halfway point here in this one as they come out of turn at number 4. It's going to be 59 laps complete. Battle here for the number 3 spot. Derek Vance up underneath Lovelace as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Lovelace not going to put up much of a fight. He knows he doesn't want to eat up those tires. He's going to fall back in line as Derek takes the number 3 spot. Asher definitely closing in on those two in front of him. Top two are setting the pace right now, though. Running 34.2s. Asher is actually going to move up into the number 3 spot as Lovelace has issues. What happened to Lovelace? Did he packet drop? What happened to Lovelace? Lovelace is packet dropping. Oh, he's back. He's back. Okay. So he's back in the number 4 spot. I was wondering what happened, as it looks like Riley Green is now on pit road. Did Riley have issues? Oh, Riley had big issues. Let's go take a look and see what happened to Riley Green. Let's go see if we can figure out what happened to Riley Green here. He knocks the right front off of it. It didn't even tell me he crashed. He's going to get sideways. Two's been treacherous. Oh, hard into the outside wall. Yeah, True has been treacherous. Riley going to get that outside wall. Honestly, he's got to hang his head high. He's done pretty good here so far tonight. A lot of people have made that mistake, and he's doing it off zero practice, 60 laps in. Good job out of Riley Green here so far tonight. Looks like Corey Carpenter has moved up to the top side in 3 and 4. He's going to get the run down the front straightaway. He is looking for the lead as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Carpenter going to go into turn number 1 and 2. Up on the outside, Matt Best down low. Carpenter going to rip the top side. Oh, you're done? You did good, Riley, honestly. This is not an easy track. Carpenter with a big run out of turn number 2. He's going to drag race Matt Best into turn number 3. So battle for the lead has initiated. Oh, Carpenter dirt tracks it out of turn number 4. Big run. No big run out of turn number 4. Lost too much momentum up on that high side. Here comes Carpenter. He's going to just run about a lane up from Matt Best. You know, we ran a practice race here, recruitment race here. I'll tell you what, that lane ended up being one of the best choices in that race. I do think we went into the night. Oh, no. That sucks, Riley. Little bobble out of Matt Best. Here comes Corey Carpenter to the outside. Drag race down the front straightaway. New race leader at the line is going to be Corey Carpenter into turn number 1. Big run for Carpenter as he ripped the top side in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to take the lead. Matt Best, he can't do anything but get in line and hopefully be able to keep pace with Corey Carpenter. Carpenter's definitely been setting a pace here tonight. Let's see, they pitted on lap 39. We're closing in on 30 laps. We are 25 laps into this one. Looks like Heb's down on pit road in the number 33. He's going to get his tires. He likes that 25 lap mark, apparently. Carpenter and Matt Best going to sit nose to tail. Derek in the number 3 spot. He has not really pulled away from Lovelace. Lovelace holding strong. Asher Hansen in the number 5 position. We got battling right here. Is Micah going to make his way around Jonathan Burt? Burt's going to fall back to the number 8 spot, starting to go backwards. Scott Fritz trying to move forward. And I'll tell you what, I talked earlier about how some people might change how they drove. But we've definitely seen that out of Scott Fritz, as he is now on the bottom, not running that top side. Hopefully he's able to save some tire here and make his way back forward. So 2 very fast cars towards the back. A lot of the reason Jared Jones is back here is missing his pit stall under caution. It is hard to stop these things sometimes on pit road. So Carpenter took the lead. Matt Best going to be able to save pace with him right now as they stand. Heb just in front of these guys. Looks like John down on pit road now in the number 300. He's going to come down and get some tires. He's going to get down and get some tires. Matt Best in second. Derek Vance in third. Lovelace in fourth. Asher Hansen in the number 5 spot. Let's see what kind of lap time. He's matching the leaders pretty much. He is matching the leaders pretty much, but he is a little ways back. He's only 0.6 of a second back from Lovelace and Derek. We'll see if he can close in on that pack there and maybe get himself back up into the top 3. So 68 laps complete past the halfway point. So we're going to start seeing how these guys want to split it up. I think they're going to want to split this last section up into 2 pit stops. We'll see who is going to be the first one down on pit road. I think we should start seeing pit stops here in the next, 5-ish laps, we'll give or take, from these top guys. First, when one person goes down, the rest are going to have to follow because the pace on new tires is going to be massive. I think once they get and split it up into about 30 laps, I think that's going to be the plan, 30 or 32 lap-ish for that for the next pit stop and the final run. So I think that's probably about where they're going to be at. We'll see how they run this as Corey Carpenter leads the pack. Matt Best going to get loose as he's got Heb behind him. So a little bit of compressed air there, getting Matt a little bit loose. I think having Heb behind him might have lightened up the back of that car, taking the air off the spoiler as these guys roll through turn at number 1 and 2, 70 laps in the books. Now Heb is on fresh tires. He's going to be able to get up underneath Matt Best into turn at number 3 and 4. Best probably not going to try to fight him. Matt might get in line and, if he could just follow Heb, if he decides to, he gets loose off of 4. If he can follow Heb and get around, he's going to do that. Get around Carpenter. If he's able to get around Carpenter, take advantage of the lap car, getting up underneath and pushing him out of the groove. This could get interesting. Make Carpenter use a little bit more tire here. Looks like Matt's the one using that right rear, though, as he comes sideways out of turn number 2. He's going to get back in line out of turn number 2, down into turn number 3, goes to the top side. He's trying to play a little bit of that game, too, trying to make Corey use a little bit more tire than he wants to. As they come out of 4, Best's going to pinch him down a bit. Best's going to leave that time by. So I got to imagine pit stops are going to probably happen pretty soon. Best might be saying, hey, let me work this guy a little bit before I go down on pit road. Make him use up those tires a little bit more, short pit him, and force him to have to go onto pit road. Asher is up in this group. He's made around Lovelace, now looking at Derek Vance into turn number 3. So Asher definitely starting to pick up the pace. Derek going to push up the track. They almost make contact out of turn 4. Move. Asher Hansen up into 3rd, and Lovelace going to take advantage. He's going to get around Derek Vance. So Lovelace up to the number 4 spot. Vance back to 5th. Yes, yes, yes. I'm saying yes to your message. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Carpenter down on the bottom side. Matt Best up high, side by side out of turn 4. Great race for the lead as they come to the line. It's going to be Carpenter at the line that time by Matt Best, holding strong on the high side. All right, so I am really curious. So we're going to go 30. We're going to have 60 laps to go when they come across the line this time by. When will they take their pit stops? I'm really curious now. I'm kind of I guess I should have asked how many laps they have on a tank of fuel. I should have asked that. As Best going to lose some ground out of turn number 4, really pushing Corey there. Asher in 3rd. Asher's moving forward. Asher is quicker than the leaders right now. Asher's starting to move forward in that number 8, closing the gap on the top 2. This is going to be good. Asher's going to learn a whole lot. He's got one more run and then pit stops. They might be able, I didn't even think about this. They could possibly make this on one more pit stop. I'm not sure. I think it's around 50 laps maybe they can go. So we might see pit stops in 10 laps. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's around 50 laps that I think I heard somebody say they could run. So that could be part of the reason why we don't see them hitting pit road. They want one more pit stop to finish this one off. Mark, hold on to it. That was perfect timing. Man, these guys are getting all kinds of loose out of turn number 2 that's starting to have trouble holding onto these cars as we got lap traffic up ahead. David Mayo up in front of Corey as they head into turn at number 1 and 2. Will we see a caution flag? A caution flag now would be freaking crazy because I don't know if they can make it the rest of the way from here if they get a caution. Some of these guys definitely on the edge with these tires right now, trying to stay out. Mark Thrash, one of them, in the number 7 spot. Micah having a great run in 5th. Derek Vance is falling, or 6th. Derek Vance in 5th. Good run for him. Lovelace in 4th. Asher, Matt Best, and Corey. As Corey continues to lead, Matt Best has closed that gap. So Matt Best was the quickest one. No, I take that back. Asher Hansen was the quickest one that time by. Definitely starting to close the gap on those leaders. He is only 1 second back. Ab having issues down on the backstretch, gets the inside wall. He's going to go ahead and take the toe as Corey and Matt Best nose to tail out of turn number 4. Down into turn at number 1 and 2. Matt Best continuing to put the pressure on Corey. This is great for Asher. This is going to pull him up into the mix in that number 8 machine. He's definitely closing the gap, only 0.8 of a second back from Matt Best as they come out of turn number 2. So unfortunate for Heb. Let's go take a look and see what happened to Heb here. Oh, man, big hit. Same thing out of turn number 2. It's been treacherous here tonight. And no, I'm not going to close my messenger. Corey continues to lead. Matt Best in 2nd. Asher in 3rd. Asher trying to close that gap. He definitely is closing that gap in the number 8. Lovelace having a good run here. Currently in that number 4 spot. Let's see where we got battling going on. We got a little bit of battles starting to happen here. Jonathan Burt getting pressure. Jared's going to get loose out of turn. Jared Claude loose out of turn number 2. As they head into turn number 3, Jared Claude closing the gap on Jonathan Burt into turn number 3 and 4. Uh-oh. Looks like Scott Fritz down on pit road in that number 48. Yeah, we're gonna start seeing pit stops here soon. I gotta imagine Matt Best down low. I gotta imagine pit stops are gonna happen in the next 3 or 4 laps for these guys. I think that is enough for them to go the rest of the way. I think it is a 50-lap run that these guys can do as they come out. Oh, here comes Matt Best. Matt Best down on pit road. That's going to force other guys to think about what they're going to do. If Matt Best can make it the rest of the way from here on out, these guys are going to have to think about pit stops. He's going to be a ton faster, gaining ground on these guys. The longer Corey waits, the further back he's going to be. So we'll see if Asher and Corey hit pit road this time by as they come out of turn number 4. No, they're going to stay out one more lap. 83 laps in the books. Matt Best on pit road. He is pulling off now. So Matt Best with a pit stop of a 14.93 total pit road time, 43.48. So we'll see how the rest of these guys might stack up on this. Matt Best might have gambled a little bit too much there. Not sure how that's going to work out for him if they get a caution flag. We'll see if these guys hit pit road soon. I think the leaders' hands are tied. I think they're going to have to make the move down onto pit road pretty quickly here as they come out of turn number 4. Somebody further back like a Mark Thrash, maybe a Jonathan. I don't know if Jonathan's going to wait. A Bill Sleep, Thomas Wyatt. One of these guys may try to make the long run and hopefully get the caution flag and put themselves in a good position for tonight's race. We're going to find out here as we close in closer and closer on pit stops for everyone else. So Matt Best has the fresh rubber. He's going to take advantage. He's going to be quite a bit faster than these guys, probably about a little more than a second quicker than these guys. As Lovelace going to move out of the way, Matt Best still working with those cold tires, a little bit wobbly off of turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Asher. Asher going to move to the top side as he is closed in on the leader. Kind of the reverse of what Corey did Asher definitely made the adjustments he needed. Has the speed right now as he moves to the outside of, or the inside of Carpenter into turn number 3. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Asher going to take the lead out of turn 4. New race leader this time by. It is going to be Asher Hansen at the line in that number 8 machine. So Asher moving up to the lead. I'm wondering how long these guys are going to stretch it out. Matt Best is out there on fresh tires. He is making the move. He has caught the leaders. How many laps down is he? He's only 1 lap down, so he's going to unlap himself here as they come out of turn number 2. So Matt Best all over the back of Asher. Asher going to move up the track. Here comes Best down low out of turn number 4. Gets himself unlapped. He is back on the lead lap. We'll see what these guys do. I'm telling you, if these guys have to make green flag stops and Matt Best can make it the rest of the way, this is going to be awfully interesting. He's going to have a pretty big lead, I think, when they make their pit stops. It will close up some, but I'm curious how hard it's going to be for these guys if they have to pass them, because their tires will be wore in by the time they do catch them, I believe. All right, it is going to be 88 laps in the books as they come across the line. Asher continues to lead. Corey Carpenter second. Zach Lovelace in third. Derek Vance in fourth. Mark Thrash in fifth. Micah Hutto in that number 6 spot. Thomas Wyatt. Oh, we got Jared Claude. He is around. Claude goes around. Caution flag comes out. Let's see what happens. Claude got loose and down into Fritz and into the inside wall. Comes back up on the track, throwing the caution flag. Caution flag out here for the second time tonight. So that is not the outcome Matt Best wanted. That was the risk about short pitting here. Everybody is going to be able to go the rest of the way, and Matt, I think Matt could potentially come in, grab 2 tires, and be all right. We'll see what he does. As Asher is our leader, Corey Carpenter second, Lovelace in third. All right, so caution flag number 2 here in the books. It is going to be 90 laps complete when they cross the line. We're going to have 45 laps to go, so we'll go green with a little more than 40 laps to go. Could be interesting. We're going to see some of these guys get back on the lead lap here as the leaders come down on pit road. Really curious what Matt's going to stay out. Oh, Matt takes a little bit of a risk and stays out. I don't know if that's going to be the move, but we'll find out as Matt Best inherits the lead back. Let's see who wins this race off of pit road. It is going to be clearly Asher off of pit road by a mile. Yeah, some of these guys had much longer pit stops. Zach Lovelace going to come out second. Carpenter comes back in the number 4 spot. Not sure if he had a little bit of damage maybe on that number 30, but he definitely took a little bit longer than the rest of these guys. He was he was a second slower, more than a second slower than Asher on his pit stop. Remember, this is single file restarts. As David Mayo is going to come down on pit road in that 08 machine. Remember, he will be starting on the inside. Oh, I think Fritz is going to be locked down a lap here. All right, so Fritz going to get that wave around. Matt Best in that number 1 spot. Asher Hansen in second. Zach Lovelace in third. Corey Carpenter in fourth. Mark Thrash in fifth. Derek Vance in sixth. Micah Hutto in that number 7 spot. Jonathan Burt in eighth. Thomas Wyatt in ninth. And Jared Jones in the number 10 spot. Those are your top 10 cars as they stand right now. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3 cars out. Shane Haas, Riley Green, and Heb. Looking for the green flag as it is a single file restart on the high side. Lap cars on the bottom. David Mayo down low as we look for the green flag. Best on the gas. Green flag is out. Green flag is out. Matt Best gets a nice little jump. Asher in the number 2 spot. Lovelace in third. Corey Carpenter in that number 4 spot. Carpenter trying to clear the lap car as they come out of turn number 2. He's going to get up underneath Lovelace. Short work of the third place car of Zach Lovelace. Move Carpenter back up into the number 3 spot. This could be a great battle here. These two were very, very, very evenly matched. Carpenter's got to be wondering what he's got to do here. Asher had a ton of speed late in that run. Saved a lot of tire. Oh, we got one hard in the wall. Scott Fritz in the wall. And turn number 3 and 4. That car is junk. Oh, big hit, big hit. No caution flag, though. They keep it green as Matt Best leads the way. Asher Hansen in second. Corey Carpenter in third. Zach Lovelace in fourth. Mark Thrash in that number 5 spot. Derek Vance in sixth. Micah in seventh. Jonathan Burt in eighth. Going to be Jared Jones in that number 9 spot. Thomas Wyatt in 10th. Going to be 95 laps complete this time by 40 laps to go for the field. Matt Best leading the way. Asher Hansen in second. Carpenter in third. So I'm thinking Matt Best might need a late caution where everybody's got to come down on pit road or play different strategies or whatever they do. He's got about 8 laps more on his tires than these guys. I think that might play a difference. I'm actually surprised. He is running pretty good right now out in front of the field as Asher sits in second. Carpenter starting to breathe down Asher's neck in turn number 3 and 4. Honestly, this is the cleanest race these guys have done so far. We've had a couple single car accidents, not a whole lot of cautions here tonight. These guys really starting to get the handle on these cars as Matt Best continues to lead the way. Asher with the pressure from behind. He's got to play his strategy, though. It definitely worked last time. He can't let Carpenter push him faster than what he wants to run. He played it perfectly on the last green flag run. He's got to do the same thing here again. Carpenter's going to get up underneath him out of turn number 4. Let's see if Asher tries to pull in line. No, he's going to rip it. He's going to rip it up high in turn number 1 and 2. Good racing here for the number 2 spot. Corey Carpenter down low. Asher Hansen up high. Good race side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Carpenter pushes up almost into Asher there. Asher able to hold that line out of turn number 4. He's going to keep the number 2 spot. This is great for Matt Best. These guys are using up the good in their tires. Evening out those tires just a little bit for him. That'll take some of the advantage away from those guys that they continue to race hard. Asher now sealed himself back in the number 2 spot, but here comes Carpenter down low out of turn number 2. Carpenter going to dig down low as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Asher going to hold it up on the outside. Let's see how hard he pushes Carpenter through turn number 3 and 4. He's going to push it hard on the outside out of turn number 4. Man, the field is staying pretty close. I mean, Mark Thrash, Derek Vance, all still in the picture here as these guys are nose to tail into turn number 1 and 2. Asher now back into that number 3 spot. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, single file. We got a train going down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3. Matt Best leads the way. Corey Carpenter, Asher Hansen, your top 3. All right, so here's kind of where we're at right now. These guys have a 30-lap run left as they come across the line. 100 laps in the books. This is going to be about, if this goes as it has, this is going to be about who saves the most tire. If we don't get another caution flag, these guys are going to have to save those tires to be competitive here at the end. We have seen that so far. Matt Best fell off a little bit on that last green flag run. Carpenter started to fall off. Asher coming out ahead of this group in the last green flag run. Will he be able to do the same thing here again on the final run as Matt Best is loose out of turn number 4? So Matt Best a little bit sideways out of turn number 4 down into 1 and 2. We're going to keep him nose to tail down on the bottom. Let me make sure my chat is still right. TikTok likes to move around a little bit. I think I'm not getting any views over on TikTok, which is weird. Corey down low, up underneath Matt Best. They are side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Battle for the lead. Out of turn number 4, coming to lap 102 complete. As Matt Best going to lead that time by. Matt's going to be on that high side. Remember, he's got 8-lap older tires as they head through turn at number 1 and 2. Side by side out of turn 2. Matt Best going to hold it strong on the outside. He's got Asher down low. There's a train of cars there. This has got to be a scary position for Matt Best. This is not something these guys have seen all night long. We got the whole field together still as they head through turn at number 3 and 4. So we haven't seen this. We've had the field spreading out. Right now, all these guys are pretty close as they come across the line. Corey Carpenter, your leader that time by. Here comes Asher down low, trying to make his way around Matt Best into turn number 1 and 2. He's got to make short work of him. He can't be racing side by side with Best. He's got to take care of those tires. He's got to be able to get in line. He's going to get in line behind Matt Best into turn number 3. Here comes Lovelace to the outside. Lovelace trying to make a move up high. Mark Thrash sideways out of turn number 4. Big bobble out of the number 38. So big save out of Mark Thrash out of turn number 4. That's going to give them a little bit of separation for those top 4. That's kind of what they want as Matt Best falls back in this pack, back to the number 4 spot. No surprise there with those older tires. Carpenter going to pull away. He is 0.4 of a second back as we have a Texas speed battle into turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, coming to the line, going to be 30 laps to go this time by. 30 laps to go. I think I said that already, but it was 35. It is 30 laps from here as Carpenter continues to lead the field. Asher second, Lovelace Best, Derek Vance, Mark Thrash, Jonathan Burt, Jared Jones, and Jared Claude, your top 10. I'll tell you what, Jared and Jared have not gotten away from each other for a while tonight. Corey Carpenter going to continue to lead this one as they come out of turn number 4. Battle for second has definitely calmed down. Looks like Asher has created a little bit of separation between him and Lovelace. Derek Vance closing the gap on Matt Best for that number 4 spot. Who's it going to be here tonight? I don't know who to pick, but I'll tell you what. I would never count out Asher. Don't count out Matt Best. Don't count out Lovelace. As these guys roll nose to tail through turn number 3 and 4. Big bobble out of Matt Best, though, out of turn 4. That's going to close Derek Vance on his back bumper as they come down the front straightaway. Saw a little bit of movement here in the field. I guess it's just some side-by-side racing. Definitely some racing here as Jared and Jared try to make their way around John Burt as they come down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It looks like these guys are going to take the number 8 and 9 spot, moving Burt back into the number 10 position. Now he has Thomas Wyatt behind him as they come out of turn number 4. You're not going to fight me. You won't do it. All right, so lap times right now, just to give you an idea, right now it is actually, believe it or not, Matt Best pulled the fastest lap last time by. So that is interesting on those older tires. Are these tires starting to even out a little bit? Mark Thrash closing the gap on Derek Vance in that number 5 spot. So Thrash moving his way forward as they close in on the end of this one. If we get a late caution here, guys, it is going to be absolutely insane. I will tell you that. Oh, no. Bill Sleep with issues. Let's go take a look and see what happened to Bill Sleep in the number 65. It looks like it's going to be off of turn number 2. Treacherous turn number 2. Oh, no, he got the wall going into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, that is where he did it. He didn't get it off of treacherous turn 2. Just got the outside wall on entry into turn number 1. That is unfortunate for the 65 of Bill Sleep. He's on a motion rig, too. That had to be a hell of a hit in the motion rig. Matt Best holding strong in that number 4 spot. Mark Thrash, where are you going? Where are you going? Mark Thrash taking the imaginary chicane down the back straightaway. Well, Mark Thrash took the Joker lap. Corey Carpenter leads the way. Asher Hansen in second. Lovelace in third. Matt Best in fourth. Derek Vance in fifth. Micah Hutton is now in that number 6 spot as Mark Thrash has fallen back to 7th. Turn 2 definitely has been treacherous today. That is the turn that has been the conversation all night long. That is where we've seen most of our issues. As these guys are battling, looks like Jared Claude looking to get ahead of Jared Jones. Oh, Jones with a big run, but Claude going to have it that time by as they head into turn number 1 and 2. This is the battle for 8th. Those guys kind of biding their time up at the front. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on this battle. This is the battle on the track right now as they battle over how to what is the correct way of spelling Jared. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? We got Jarrett or Jared. Which way is the proper way to spell Jared? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. We always have the Cody conversation, but today we can have the Jared conversation. Here comes Jared Claude back down low on the bottom side. That is Ared, not Arrett. As they come out of turn number 2. Little bobble out of both of them coming out of turn 2. Drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Man, we got 17 people watching over on YouTube and only 2 likes. Come on, man. Come on, guys. Help me out there. Hit that like button as they come across the line. Corey Carpenter continues to lead. We're watching the battle for 8th. Carpenter continuing to lead this one. Asher Hansen in second. Asher's caught the back of Carpenter. This is going to get interesting as this battle for the number 8 spot will not quit. Now here comes Jared Jones down to the bottom in turn number 3 and 4. Jared Jones down low. Can he get the roll? A little bobble down on the bottom side. These guys starting to use up those tires, and you can see it as they are racing hard into turn number 1 and 2. Checking on the lead right now. It is just Asher riding behind Carpenter. He's going to look for the move into turn number 3. Both of them are using it as a first name, though. Asher not able to complete the pass. He's got to get back in line. Carpenter keeps the lead that time by. So Asher starting to work that number 30, maybe making him use that top side a little bit more than he might want to, using up a little bit of tire there, a little bit of strategy maybe out of Asher. Lovelace in the number 3 spot. Matt Best in 4th. Derek Vance in 5th. So it does look like Bill Sleep is done for the night, as Jared and Jared go back at it. They're still going at it for 8th. This is the best battle by far on the track. Jones going to take that spot back this time by. Here comes Jonathan Burt. He wants a piece of the action. He's like, all right, guys. Don't make me come between you guys. Jared Claude back into the number 9 spot. Jared Jones into 8th position. Here comes Jonathan Burt. He's going to look down low. Thomas Wyatt to the outside. All right, so lots of action back here. 8th on back. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Nose to tail. These guys battling it out. Thomas Wyatt moves to the outside on a turn number 4. Big run for Thomas Wyatt as he gets around Jonathan Burt as they come across the line, heading for turn number 1 and 2. Jared and Jared still nose to tail. Jones out front. Claude in that number 9 spot. Here comes Jonathan Burt. He wants a piece of that Jared action out of turn number 2. Here comes Burt in that number 16. Oh, no, he's got Thomas Wyatt to the outside as they head into turn at number 3 and 4. And it's hard to go check on the lead battle when they're racing like this. They're going to split Jared Claude out of turn 4, 3 wide down the front straightaway. 3 wide down the front straightaway, looking for turn at number 1. Jared Claude stuck in the middle as Jones is getting away. Oh my, this could get sketchy out of treacherous turn 2. Oh, they stay alive. Down the back straightaway, Jones had a little bobble. Here they go, 3 wide into turn number 3 and 4. Wow, that got crazy. That's going to move Claude up in front of Jared Jones. Here comes Jonathan Burt on the bottom. He's going to pass them both out of turn 4, moves his way up to the top. Move Jonathan Burt up to 8th. Claude's going to make his way around him into turn number 1 and 2. Slides him. Here comes Burt back with the crossover on a turn 2. He's going to dig down low. Oh, this is a great battle. This is great. Oh, Bill Sleep did make it back out, by the way, guys. Bill Sleep is coming off the pit road now as these guys roll side by side. Battle for the lead is definitely starting to heat up again as Asher Hansen has caught the leader. Now, this makes me wish I had the other computer on because I would love to be watching both battles right now. Asher peeking around. Looks like that one might have calmed down a little bit. Jared and Jared still together. They're still battling. Oh, no. They almost made contact out of turn number 2. They're still together. That is insane, and they're still racing. Here comes Asher looking to the bottom side in turn number 1, looking for the lead side by side. 122 laps in the books. Oh, we are closing in on 10 to go here tonight as Corey Carpenter continues to lead. Let's go check on the Jared battle. Oh, they've calmed down. That Jared battle was phenomenal. Looks like John in the number 300 down on pit road. He needs some fresh rubber. Out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway. Matt Best still in the number 4 spot. He has been able to hold strong in that top 4. If they get a caution flag right now, it's going to be interesting because I think everybody is going to have to pit. Somebody is going to take 2 tires. Somebody is going to try to play track position. Asher all over the back of Carpenter into turn at number 3. Look. Jared and Jared are going at it again. Are we surprised? We need a Jared cam. I think next week's race is going to have to be named after Jared and Jared. It's going to be Jones at the line that time by. So the Battle of the Jareds has Jones ahead that time by. Oh, Jones going to get the wall into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Asher Hansen down to the bottom side, up underneath Carpenter into 3 and 4. Oh, he pushed up the track, had to back out of it, not to get into Carpenter. Carpenter sideways. Big save out of turn number 4. We're coming to 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Here comes Asher down low. Carpenter up high. Down into 1 and 2. Battle for the lead. This could be for the win right here. Little bit of contact. Carpenter going to sit on the door of Asher as they come out of turn number 2. Oh, down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Carpenter with a big run out of turn number 2. Asher's going to fight back on the outside. You know these guys got to be loving this battle with 10 laps to go. Their shoes, they're wore out. They're racing hard like on ice. Out of turn number 4, it is 9 laps to go. Can Asher find his way around Carpenter? Asher down low, Carpenter up high, side by side into turn number 1 and 2. Who will come out ahead, Hansen or Carpenter? Door to door out of turn 2. Carpenter a little bobble, but has the edge. Oh, Asher going to blink a little bit. He's in the wall out of turn 2. I'm sure some of that had to do with the blink. We got a yellow flag. Yellow flag on the track. This could get interesting. Oh, my God. This is going to change everything. What a battle we had starting to brew. Oh, Micah got loose. Oh, that is unfortunate. I'm going to tell you what, guys, that battle for the lead was looking good, but there was no battle better on the track than Battle of the Jarretts. All right. Yeah, I got crazy when you two got up in it. All right, so we're going to have a shootout here. It is going to be less than, I think it's going to be a 5 or 4 lap shootout here as these guys come down onto pit road. Ooh, a little bit of games coming down onto pit road. Let's see what happens here. Asher had a great pit stop last time they came onto pit road under yellow. So it is going to be interesting to see which one of these guys pull off a pit road first. Asher's pit stall is actually kind of in a good spot. We're going to see who wins this battle off a pit road and who might roll the dice and take 2 tires. It doesn't look like anybody's taking 2 tires. Oh, it's going to be Carpenter. Not. And I'll tell you what, this is going to get good. Matt Best is going to be on fresh tires in the number 3 spot. And Mark Thrash is going to be in 4th. Lovelace back to 5th. Jonathan Burt in 6th. Thomas Wyatt in 7th. And we're going to have to separate the Jarretts in 8th. This is going to get awfully interesting here tonight. I have no clue who's going to win this one. This is going to be the first time tonight that these guys could just... The first lap is going to be treacherous. We may get a caution. Immediately. These cars are already on the edge here. The first lap on fresh tires. They're going to be battling for positions. We're going to be inside 5 laps to go when they take the green flag. This is going to be freaking interesting. And I do think that we are going to be 4 laps to go, I think, when we go to green. Oh, no. The pace lights are out. We are going green this time by. All right. So... All right, so it is going to be Corey Carpenter out front, leading the way. 5-lap shootout here tonight. Five-lap shootout. Corey Carpenter, Asher Hansen, Matt Best, Mark Thrash, Lovelace, your top 5 as they head into turn number 3 and 4, looking for the green flag. Who's it going to be here tonight? Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Oh, Carpenter definitely took advantage. Went a little bit earlier than Asher was expecting. He's got 5 laps to stay out front. How hard will these guys push it on these fresh tires as they head into turn number 1 and 2? I'm skimming through the field because they're going to be on ice. We might have to watch out of turn number 4. I think might be the spot as Mark Thrash is actually putting some big pressure on Matt Best. Mark Thrash looking for third into turn number 3. Ooh, Best looking a little loose up on that top side as they come out of turn number 4. Move Mark Thrash into the number 3 spot. All right, so everybody's making it out of turn number 4. Battle for the lead. Here comes Asher Hansen. 4 laps to go. Asher to the bottom side. Corey Carpenter up high. Now Carpenter can really push it. Oh, Asher gets into him. Sideways out of turn 2. Big save out of the number 8. Oh, he's going to lose a ton of ground here. He's got some big catching up to do as they head into turn number 3 and 4. He's only going to have 3 laps to do it. Even tires. As they come out of turn number 4, 3 laps to go as they come across the line. Does Asher have it to catch the leader? The draft will help him a little bit as they head into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to move up, tries to keep the momentum as they come out of turn number 2. He's going to try to get the big run out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. So he's going to put a little heat in his tires, and that is what Corey's going to be counting on. Corey's going to be hoping that he's got too much heat in his tires to make the pass when he gets there. If he gets there, I think he's going to. As they come out of turn number 4, Asher sideways, but keeps it straight down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. I'll tell you what, Mark Thrash is going in that number 38. He has found a different speed here tonight, grabbed a different gear as he is up in the mix for that top 3 as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Asher going to gain some ground down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Mark Thrash down low, trying to get up underneath Asher as they come out of turn number 4. White flag in the air. Last lap brought to you by John's mom as they come to turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Corey Carpenter leading the way. Asher in second. Asher trying to get the run. Here comes Mark Thrash. Mark up underneath Asher. Almost makes contact. Here comes Matt Best all over the back of Thrash. Thrash got a little loose. He's going to put the block on the number 6. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Thrash going to shove it into turn number 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. I'm not going to call it before it's over, as it is going to be Corey Carpenter with the win in his debut. Asher Hansen second. Mark Thrash third. Matt Best, Zach Lovelace, your top 5. Oh, my God. What a race here tonight as they crash into turn number 1 and 2. Phenomenal race here tonight. Let's go ahead and pull up those results, and then we'll pull in the top 3. It is going to be Asher Hansen. Oh, sorry. Nope. It is going to be Corey Carpenter with the win here tonight. Asher Hansen in second. Going to be Mark Thrash in that number 3 spot. Matt Best in 4th. Going to be Lovelace in 5th. Jonathan Burt in 6th. Jared Jones in 7th. Going to be Derek Vance in 11th. Thomas Wyatt in 9th. Sorry, Derek Vance in 8th, Thomas Wyatt in 9th, Jared Claude in 10th. Going to be Micah in the number 11 spot, Tyler Thomas in 12th, John Moho in 13th. Am I saying that right, John? Going to be David Mayo in 14th, Bill Sleep 15th, Scott Fritz 16th, Heb in 17th, Riley Green 18th, and Shane Haas going to round out the field here tonight in that number 19 spot. Corey Carpenter worked hard for that win here tonight, I'll tell you that much. Let's go find our top 3. Bring you guys up into here. Holy cow, what a race. Definitely some boring parts for me. Mark Thrash made it interesting at times, taking a chicane down the back straightaway. But good run here tonight. Mark, top 3, big block, coming out of turn 2. You and Asher almost get together. Causes you to lose a lot of momentum. Have to put the block on Matt Best, but top 3. I don't think you were expecting that tonight.
No, not that whole race. I mean, I kind of stole that one. I can't lie. I got it lucky with the caution. I knew I was gonna be able to push it a lot harder than I was the whole race because I can't save nearly as good as half these guys can, and it was all going to come down to get a lucky short run and maybe be able to pick up a few spots, and we just happened to get it. Definitely was Matt Best, Zach Lovelace. I beat Zach off pit road. It's the only reason I had a shot at third place. Matt should have beat me all day. Lovelace should have beat me all day. It was just a, game of attrition.
Yeah, you do sound tired. That was a lot of work here tonight.
Oh my God, it was a lot.
This track is definitely treacherous. You're on edge. You had a couple wild rides out of turn number 2 tonight.
Yeah, that seam just kept getting me, and Micah just kept hitting it and kept losing it on the seam, and ended up full cocked on the steering wheel and in the throttle, just trying to keep it on the track and not in the wall. So just a whole up and down race, but pit road really saved us.
Well, great run here tonight. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors, and the pillow you're about to go meet after this interview?
Oh, I'm going to love my pillow tonight. Trust me. Got to thank Jonathan's mom. I guess, we got to throw that in there. Thank you for streaming everything. Texas Speed for putting this whole league on. Everybody that shows up, Asher, Mayo, Bill, Shane, even though Shane had a bad day, got to include him in that. Just all of MDiTV.
Great run, Mark. That was fun to watch, and I will see you, if not tomorrow, Thursday.
Yep, we'll see you Thursday.
Later, bud. Asher, man, you ran the wheels off that thing in the first run and fell backwards in a hurry, spun out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Learned a lot on that first run, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I actually said on that second run, spinning out was the best thing that could have happened to me. So, yeah. I tore up my right rear. I'm always like trying to kill my right rear. I'm always trying to save my right front. I just killed it in that first run and just got too loose for me and spun out.
Definitely. I know you came into this race a little excited. You had a great race at the end there. You get into Corey just a little bit, get sideways, lose a ton of ground on him, man. Tried to run that middle lane to keep the momentum up, but too little, too late. Man, that would have been great if you hadn't gotten loose there out of turn number 2.
Yeah, but honestly, I really did not think I could even pass him. Anyways, though, I feel like it was after that caution, I kind of knew it was pretty much over. I didn't think I was gonna win. I guess unless I beat him off pit road, which I didn't. So
I was watching that for sure. Well, great run here tonight. Why don't we give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Thanks to Texas Speed Sim Racing for letting me race this series. It's amazing. I love it every week. Gonna love it at Bristol. Bristol's always a fun track. I always do bad there though. And thanks for John's mom. Thank you for broadcasting. And yeah, thanks for had fun, Corey, and good win.
Yeah, I don't know if you've realized yet, Corey, but it's like a 200-point penalty if you don't thank John's mom in the interview.
That's in for.
Great run there tonight. You started shotgun on the field pretty much. Didn't take a qualifying lap. I think some of that was probably experience and wanting to learn who you were racing. Came up through the field, actually able to save a lot of tire coming up through, and maybe showed a little too much to those guys up front as you caught them at the end of that first run.
Yeah, I figured running the bottom would be the play here to save your rears. I didn't realize how tight it would be in 1 and 2, though. I could rotate 3 and 4 all day long. I felt really confident in that corner, but 1 and 2, I just could not get the entry rotated. And but yeah, the beginning run, you're right. I started in the back just to feel the league out. I got an invite by Thomas and Derek to run this league, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't do much iRacing anymore, but I'll give it a go. And I really like Homestead, as you can tell. So, yeah. But yeah, it's just it was a fun little experience, and I don't think I showed my hand. I know these guys up front: Asher, Matt, Lovelace, everyone else. Honestly, that I was racing up front today, they've all got talent. Asher was definitely better than me at the end of the race. I just tried to be smart with my positioning to make it as hard as possible for him to pass me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. You know, he caught you on that a second to last run there, which should have been the last run or the last two runs, and you know, he got around, you got the lead, you got the caution, you got back to the lead, and then Asher catching back up to you, getting side by side with you, and the caution comes out with like 8 laps to go. I mean, I don't know if that was something you were dreading or something you were thankful for, because it definitely looked like he had a little bit more pace on those older tires than you did.
I was definitely thankful for it. I told on that restart, I told Derek and Thomas in my channel that I was in that I'm going to need this to go about 15 laps and then get a caution. Otherwise, he's probably going to blow my doors off, because I was a little too tight in 1 and 2, and they could just roll center on me and get a run into 3 and 4. And the bottom of 3 and 4 is so strong that it's, you know, if you don't pinch the guy really hard, the bottom's going to be the preferred groove. So, but it was fun. I tried to race those guys clean. I know they're all racing for points. I don't plan on doing every race, so I didn't want to wreck anybody or make any enemies. I was just trying to have a little bit of fun. I mean, Homestead's one of my favorite tracks, so I'm glad I got the win here.
Yeah, I always say, you know, sometimes this is a head game, you know, if you can get ups behind somebody, and especially when you're running fixed setup and everybody's so close, when you're running that fixed setup, you got to kind of play with their heads a little bit, whether it's put pressure on them when they don't want to have it, you know, put that nose on their door, whatever it is. Sometimes it's getting on the chat, talking a little smack, but great run here tonight. Getting that W, first race here with us. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, shout out to Texas Speed. I appreciate you guys letting me sign up. I know that I'm, you know, the slightest bit over on the rule book, but they were okay with me joining, and I'm not here to take anyone's money or anything. So I appreciate y'all letting me join the league. And thanks for broadcasting. I got to thank Thomas Wyatt and Derek Vance. So fun fact, the pedals that I'm using tonight this is my first race on these pedals. They were Thomas's. They were Derek's first. Derek gave him the Thomas, and then Thomas gave him to me. So I've got third hand-me-down pedals, and they still run solid.
So they're worked in.
Yeah, they're worked in, and they work great. They beat the heck out of my V3s that I had before. So I definitely like them a lot. And of course, thanks to John's mom.
Yeah, you got to thank John's mom. Great race, guys. And thanks for coming out. And I will catch you guys, some of you guys Thursday, some of you guys next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that is going to be it for tonight. Phenomenal race at the end there. I got a little bored in the middle. You know how I am with asphalt, but great racing here tonight. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Thanks, John's mom. Always appreciate you being out there. As always, until next time.